Hi, I'm Dan from Wargames Illustrated magazine, and in this video I'm going to talk you through the latest issue of Wargames Illustrated. So we're talking here about the May 2021 issue WWII. First thing to mention about WWII is this. This is a free frame that you get with the magazine of Warlord Games' Caesarean Romans. 1, 2, 3, 4 Caesarean Romans with Pelham. To help you out with your ancient battles on the tabletop. 4 plastic figures for you there for nothing. Now the theme for this issue is Insider Insight. In this magazine we're going to be talking to quite a few designers, both figure designers and terrain designers, and also rules writers as well. So we've got quite a few Insider Insight articles coming up for you in this issue. But let's start with the first article being Quickfire. Quickfire is our short Quickfire posts and quick read posts that have been sent in by readers over the last month. In this issue we've got quite a focus on diorama style projects that your fellow readers have been working on. Then we move into another regular feature, which is Observation Post. Observation Post is where we look at new and forthcoming Wargames stuff. We give you a preview of what's out or what's coming out. In this issue, we take a look at the Oathmark Human Plastic Cavalry, some English Civil War figures from a new company called Bloody Miniatures, and they're bloody good as well. Before moving on to a modelling book, modelling historic buildings and imaginary structures. And then we're into 3 pages, all looking at Wargames Atlantic new plastic releases, new box sets from Wargames Atlantic, before we have a quick look at Vivid Scar miniatures. So that's a couple of the regulars out of the way, and then actually there's another regular here, which is Full Paper Jacket. Full Paper Jacket is our book preview column in which regular bookworm Neil Smith tells you what you should be reading as a wargamer. Right, the first article proper is in our Insider Insight theme, and it's talking Stargrave with Joe McCulloch, or Joseph to give him his Sunday name. Now Joseph A. McCulloch is the author of this new set of sci-fi rules which are based on the very popular Frostgrave, which were originally released by Osprey. These are released by Osprey too, so it's a new set of sci-fi rules. And Joe tells us about how those rules came together, how they differ from Frostgrave, how they're the same as Frostgrave. So everything you need to know about Stargrave in that one article there. The next article we move on to is Converting with Ultracast. Now Ultracast is one of the names of this new style sort of plasticky resin stuff that's appeared in the hobby over the last couple of years. It's produced by the likes of Plastic Soldier Company and Warlord Games and some others as well. They all give it their own special name, like Warlord Resin for example, but it's pretty much the same kind of stuff. Bob Amy takes a set of Plastic Soldier Company figures and he converts them for us. Now Bob's done conversion articles for us before using metal, so it's a bit suspect about using this newfangled Ultracast stuff, but he gives it a go and he shows you what the results are within this article in the magazine. I won't spoil it by telling you what they are, but anyway, he gives you all the information you need. The next article up is another Insider Insight, and it's Steampunk Reload. Steampunk Reload is an article about a new set of steampunk rules called In Her Majesty's Name. Now new, not being quite the operative word, because it's the second release of In Her Majesty's Name, the second edition. This article here is with the designer Craig Cartmel. Craig tells us all about the new set of rules, how it's different from the first one, and why you should be into Victoriana steampunk gaming. Next up we've got a World War II Anderson shelter and garden. Now who wouldn't want a World War II Anderson shelter and garden on their tabletop? Or in their backyard like my grandparents did. This is Andrew Pershaw telling us all about how you make one and how you put it on your tabletop, which would be great for sort of Operation Sea Lion kind of home guard tabletop battles. The next article up is another sort of terrain focused one, and we speak to the guys behind Winterdyne Commission Modelling. They're a company who produce 3D printed models, and in this article they tell us about the trials and tribulations of running a 3D printed model making company, what that's been like setting it up and what it's like continuing to manufacture and how things have changed over the years. Next article, past a few adverts there, is SPQR Revised Edition, author Q&A. Another insider insight, this time with Matthew Sprang. Matthew Sprang is the author behind SPQR, both first and now second edition. So he talks about how the rules have changed from the first edition and how they've been dramatically improved and what is in the second edition. Next up, another painting and modelling article, this time about winter war making Finnish platoon. Manuel Silva talks about putting together a bolt-action platoon for the Finns in World War II. So he guides us through his process of making his force, from conversion to painting and all different sorts of things that you will need to know if you want to do a similar kind of thing yourself. There it is, onto basing and etc. Before we get into the next article, which is Holistic Napoleonic. In this piece, we talk to the author of La Salle. La Salle is another game on its second edition, and it's been written by Sam Mustafa. Sam's produced some great games over the years. He's quite big on cards, Sam is, so he talks about his love for card-based games and also what he's done to improve La Salle from the first edition. La Salle being a Napoleonic grand scale kind of game. We're talking about division or corps level. The next article, we've got more modelling and painting for you. This time it's a how to build an armoured traction engine. Paul Davis came to us and said, hey, how about making an armoured traction engine, which I've seen in pictures used in the South African wars, and also it could be used for steampunky stuff. So we said, of course you should, Paul, let us have it. So Paul went about making a steam traction engine. So it's good for you historical buffs, because like I say, it was used in the Boer War, or you could stick some crazy guns on the top of it and also use it in a steampunk setting, and Paul tells us all about how that was made. Next up, 40 plus years of mini making. This is an interview with Trev Dixon. Trev Dixon, a very long in the tooth English Wargames figure manufacturer. Trev tells us all about what it's been like running a figure company over the last 40 years, how things have changed and how things have very much stayed the same in some circumstances. So yeah, Dixon Miniatures advertised in Wargames Illustrated 1, so we thought it was about time we caught up with Trevor and saw how he was getting on. In the next article, we look at Caesar's Legion. So this kind of ties in with the Caesarean Romans you get on the cover of the magazine. Paul Leach tells us all about how you can use those and other Caesarean Romans in both SPQR but also other settings as well, talking quite a bit about the history of the Caesarean Romans and the theatres and conflicts that they fought in, including fighting against some bears as well, which is never a bad thing. Right, I think we're on to the last. No, we're not, because this magazine just keeps on giving. It's the penultimate article. It's the Art of 4th edition. So this is Art de Guerre. We talked to the author of Art de Guerre about the release of the 4th edition of this very popular Wargames rules for the ancient and medieval period. Quite popular with 15mm players, but it's not exclusive to 15mm. So just on the cusp of that being released, we talk about what's in there. Then this is the final article, and this one's by regular favourite Barry Hilton, in which he talks about the Battle of Wagen in 1665. This one's called One Foot in the Waves, and it coincides with the release of Barry's set of rules for Wargames rules for naval actions in the Age of Sail. So some lovely pictures there and some lovely ships by Barry, all about this game, how it played out, and the appeal of fighting in the Age of Sail. Looks fantastic. Actually, there's one more bit at the end here, and this is a painting competition and entrance gallery. So this is a recent painting competition that we did. You can see the winners of all the different categories in our Giants in Miniature painting competition. And that very much is it, apart from the adverts at the end. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. This has been your quick guide to WWII, the May 2021 issue of Wargames Illustrated magazine. With these for free. This video has been brought to you by WWII, Wargames Illustrated magazine's online members club. View more videos or find out more about WWII by following these links.